What is up, noobs and noobettes? It's your boy Tingles and welcome back to another video. So today's video is actually an idea that a friend of mine came up with. It's I'm All Thumbs. He's an awesome motherfucker and I'm sure a lot of you guys know him. He figured it was a good idea for me to analyze someone else's gameplay just so you guys can see it from another player's perspective, see what he's doing correctly, incorrectly, and hopefully learn a thing or two and apply it to your own gameplay. So let's get straight into it. Thumbs does a good job here. Head straight over to this head glitch, which is a power position. You need to learn power positions on different maps as they're gonna save your ass. He's got really good awareness here. He's definitely looking at his minimap, notices some red dots around, playing it safe here, just trying to suss this guy out, fucks his shit up like it ain't no thing. Nah, decides to push around here. I'm gonna do my best not to just commentate on the gameplay. I wanna focus on the little things that you guys should be taking note of. Here, he jumps up onto this power position. This statue is probably the best position on this whole map. You can watch this room here. You can watch straight ahead to where the window is, to the right where the stairs is. Admittedly, I wouldn't be using an SMG on this position, but if he does face some trouble against a longer range weapon, he can easily just dip behind cover like it ain't no thing. Okay, he notices there isn't really much action going on here, so he's just pushing up the map, looking around to make sure that there's no one around. Does a really good job here of playing it patiently because none of his teammates are here and this is a really high traffic area, so odds are there's going to be someone around here. He was right, slides out and bamboozles his ass. Good job, Thumbsy. Alright, pushes around to this side of the map with his teammates. Man, these guys got a fucking orgy going on. Sees this guy mid-map. In my opinion, this was a bad play here because he doesn't know where the rest of this guy's teammates are. They could have been up top and caught him off guard. Luckily for him, the COD guards were on his side and he escaped this situation unscathed. Decides to push back into mid here. Personally, I wouldn't do this, and as you can see, some motherfucker lobbed the spider at him. Does a good job here of using his phase shift and getting the hell out of here. I noticed this with Thumbs' gameplay. Although he is using FTL power slide, he never ever aims down sight while sliding. This does take some getting used to, but it's really effective, Thumbsy. When you're sliding towards a doorway or towards a window, always pre-aim that bitch. If someone catches you off guard, you will fuck their shit up. Thumbs does a really good job of hopping from head glitch to head glitch. This is going to save your ass, guys. It makes you a smaller target to the enemies. It means they're going to tag less bullets and it's going to be a lot easier for you to win those gunfights. As you can see, Thumbs does a really good job here of pulling off a flank. If you have the opportunity, always flank the enemy instead of taking them head on. You're better off taking on an enemy from the back or the side and it'll really save your ass and mean you're not going to be facing multiple enemies. And yeah. Thumbs does a really good job there of strafing to the right to peek that left side. As you can see, he works his way to the right over to that head glitch, and this was really well done by you, Thumbsy. I'm proud of you. As you can see again, he flanked around the back and he picked off that guy, no troubles. Does a good job here of being a difficult target. He could have proned or thrusted up. Chose to thrust, it worked out for him. If you're a moving target, the enemy's not going to know where you are. It's going to buy you that little bit of time to tag those first few bullets, and it's going to give you a big advantage in that gunfight. Now, Thumbs is looking around. He does a really good job at centering his aim and looking at the next possible location an enemy could be, and props to you, Thumbsy. All of you guys need to work on this. Always direct your aim at the next possible threat. Now, chases this guy. Unfortunately, his teammate steals the kill. He's just sussing the map, making sure no one's flanking his ass. Pushes back around to here. Luckily for him, again, COD guards were on his side. He could have possibly shot at that guy, but he does a really good job of backing off. He doesn't know how many enemies are around the area, and better to be safe than sorry. Pre-aims this corner here. That's one little problem I've noticed with Thumbsy and a lot of other people, and I'm going to talk about it later. You need to be accurate when you are pre-aiming corners. Thumbs is getting ridiculously close to his score streak, so he starts playing a bit defensively. Again, hopping on these power positions. This is not camping, this is tactically waiting. You know that this is a high traffic area and you're using the head glitches to your advantage. Does a good job here of checking his back, making sure no one is flanking him. Shoots this guy in the ass because he deserves more assholes since he's being an asshole. Alright, Thumbs is peeking this place here. In my opinion, he should have turned around by now and checked his back because an enemy could have definitely pushed him by now. Again, COD guards are in his favor, so he got lucky in this situation. You always want to make sure you're looking behind you and building yourself a window of time where you're safe. Again, he's doing it here. He's taking too long to check his back. And again, in my opinion, he got really lucky here. Now, he's pushing around, does a really good job of peeking this corner, making sure he doesn't get caught off guard. In my opinion, he got really lucky again because if that guy in the window had a sniper, he probably would have died. But hell yeah, Thumbsy. Get that score streak, you goddamn beast. Now, pushing around, again, notice how he bounces between power position and power position. This is how you want to transverse the map. You never want to be running out in the open. You always want to be giving yourself an advantage in gunfights. Even if you're not trying to go for streaks, you're better off playing in this way because this is what improves you as a player. And this is what is going to allow you to learn the game and understand what works and what gives you an advantage in different situations. Does a really good job here of phase shifting and bamboozling these motherfuckers. Unfortunately, the spawns on this map suck absolute ass, so he gets shot in the back. God, that fucking sucks. Okay, now he's just going to use his score streak and go to work. I'm going to take this time to just give you guys some tips, both Thumbsy and you, because I feel like it's things that a lot of you can work on. So, first of all, a lot of the times when Thumbs is running around, he's got his aim directed at the ground. Pretty much 95% of players that play FPS games make this mistake. You always want to hold your aim up high towards the stomach/chest area, and the reason for this is that this is the biggest target on the enemy's body, and it's going to ensure that you're not going to miss any bullets. If you're aiming at the enemy's legs, or if you're aiming at the floor, you're going to be missing some bullets, or it's going to take you more time to lock onto the enemy properly. If you're shooting at the legs, one of your bullets, two of your bullets, they might go between the enemy's legs. You're going to be missing shots, and in a game like Call of Duty where you die so fucking quick, you're not going to have time to bounce back from this situation. My God, Thumbs, the luck was on your side in this game. You hopped out of your score streak and you were behind two motherfuckers and you cleaned up those kills like it ain't no thing. Why the fuck are you using care packages? What the fuck, man? I'm totally kidding. I am totally kidding. But yeah, man, Thumbs is a really good player. I can tell he knows what he's doing. He's got the map awareness. He knows how to use his minimap in his favor. There's just a few small things he needs to work on, and so do a lot of other people. Another thing is when you're pre-aiming corners, you need to make sure you're accurate with these pre-aims. I'm going to have some examples at the end of this footage just so you guys can understand me better and know exactly what I mean. But yeah, it's definitely something a lot of people need to work on, and hopefully you guys do work on this shit and do improve as a player overall. What the fuck, dude? Thumbs' team needed 2 more kills to win this game, and the enemy needed 4. And oh lord. Unfortunately for Thumbsy, even though he played insanely well in this game, his teammates didn't do so well, and he just didn't come out on top. God, that sucks, man. Anyways, let's hop into some clips now, just so I can further explain some of the things I've mentioned, and then we'll just have some summarizing points for both Thumbsy and you guys, and hopefully you can take something away from this video. Okay, this is an example of holding your aim too low. Notice how Thumbsy does have the right idea by pre-aiming, but he's holding his aim too low, and this means he needs to adjust his aim too much to lock onto the enemy. Thumbsy, you're a goddamn beast, but you need to break this motherfucking habit. So do a lot of you guys. I used to have this habit as well until I realized just how bad it was, and I was finally able to fix it. When you're aiming too low, guys, you're going to be missing a lot of shots because you're going to be shooting between the enemy's legs, and this is going to cost you in a gunfight, man. You don't have time to be missing shots in a gunfight in Call of Duty. You need to be as precise as possible and always aim at the stomach or the chest. Okay, now this is an example of having the right idea but not really executing it as well as you could. So, when you are pre-aiming around corners, guys, you need to be confident enough in your aim and confident enough in your knowledge of different parts of the map. As you can see here, Thumbs does pre-aim this corner, but he's holding his aim too low and he has to adjust it too much to lock onto the enemy. Doing this really is not helping you out. It's pretty much the same as you walking around the corner without pre-aiming and then aiming down sight when you see the enemy. You want to do your best to aim at the next possible section that an enemy is going to be, just so you're able to lock onto that target quicker, put shots into them quicker, and more than likely win that gunfight. I'm just going to show you guys a couple more examples of Thumbs doing this, just so you know exactly what I mean. Notice how he does pre-aim around the corner, but he's not aiming towards this corridor here, so it's not really benefiting him all that much. Okay, this next clip isn't really a good example of what I'm trying to say to you guys, but I figured it was worth mentioning. When you are thrusting and jumping around, you want to make sure that your aim is as crisp as possible and that you're still centering your aim and directing it at the next possible location that an enemy is going to be. Having a crisp aim while thrusting around is going to differentiate an average player from a good player, and you really need to work on this, guys. You need to be as crisp as possible. Your aim needs to complement your movement, and your movement needs to complement your aim. You'll pretty much get to a point where thrusting and aiming is going to be second nature to you, and you won't really be focusing on it when you're transversing the map. And that's pretty much it for the video, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy this gameplay analysis. I actually had a lot of fun making this video, so if you guys do enjoy these types of videos, let me know in the comment section and I'll be sure to do more of them in the future. Thumbsy, as I mentioned before, man, you're actually a good player, and I feel like if you work on a few things, honestly, you'll be dropping nukes in no time, man. So here are the summarizing points that I want all of you to take from this video. First of all, Thumbs does a really good job of utilizing his FTL power slide whenever he can, but I notice sometimes you kind of overshoot your slide, Thumbsy, and maybe bump into a wall or something. You probably already know this, but you can use the crouch button to stop your slide, so work on doing this just so you can be more fluid with your movement and it doesn't really disorient you much. Also, as I mentioned before, when you're sliding towards a doorway or a window, aim down sight mid-slide, pre-aim that bitch, and don't let anyone catch you off guard. And the next thing that I mentioned as well, you want to make sure you're not holding your aim too low. A lot of us make this mistake and we all need to work on this bitch. Always hold your aim up high towards the person's midsection. And next, pre-aiming is fucking amazing and it will save your ass, but again, you need to get more confident when you're turning those corners to make sure you're pre-aiming at the right section of the map. And finally, when you are sliding and thrusting around, you want to make sure that your aim is still crisp. And that's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully you can take a thing or two from this video. Honestly, I wasn't attacking Thumbs whatsoever. He told me to be brutally honest, and I want him to improve as a player, and I want you guys to improve as a player. That's pretty much it, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy the video. If you did, don't forget to leave me a like. That's pretty much it for now. I'll catch you all in the next one. Until next time. Peace out, noobs.